Black people are not a monolithic group. We are not a monolithic group. Constantly and constantly over the years of YouTube, I just see people attack people from different tiers of segments of the black community or the population. I need to stop saying community because we're not a community. Um, but I see people attack different segments of the black population. Within the black population, we have our low tier. That's who people that work on a low frequency. Then you have your mid tier, people that straddling the fence. Sometimes they can operate on lower negativity. Sometimes they can operate on something higher. And then you have your high tier, which works on a high frequency. They aren't, indulging these petty arguments. This conundrum of a debacle that we have among us. Black people are not a monolithic group. We are not a monolithic group, and I don't get why people do not get this when you have arguments such as black men complaining about black women. Those are guys that come from a lower segment. They come from a lower segment of the black population. Those are guys that don't think in a very coherent manner. Those are guys that work on a lower operation. Same thing with black women. You have black women that work on a low frequency. And then for some reason, for people that's on a mid tier and high tier level, we tend to gravitate towards that lower tier and expound on that as if that's the representation of the whole entire population. And that's crazy. That's crazy, man. How the hell do we let the lower tier population be the forefront of the whole entire population? And they're minuscule at that. This is what happens when you let the lower tier take over your social commentary among us. Seriously, this is what happens. I mean, I've seen various videos over the years of people complaining about how people need to stop complaining about this, that, but you're gravitating, you're magnetized towards this negativity and not looking at people that make videos on the positive things. So you're playing right into the very thing that you're calling out. It's crazy. I mean, Black America, and I'm talking about mostly, no. I retract that. Not Black America. Just black people in general in America, because you have people the second, third generation from the continent and the West Indies that get into the mix too, and that confuses us. And this is where that conundrum comes in of the social commentary, where we can't distinguish things. Because in all honesty, black people in America, we don't even know what black is. If you go to your, just common black person, or even your, super duper, super saiyan, spiked up, dreadlock, Afrocentric brother or sister, they can't tell you what black is. They can't even tell you. We don't know what it is. I mean, we don't know how to distinguish the different segments of the black population. And like I said, this causes a conundrum in the social commentary. It really does. The point I'm getting at is that why is it that we don't have these connectors on frequencies? I even made, I believe, a podcast or a video that I have. Yeah, I may have not put it out yet, but where I'm talking about black people operating on a certain frequency. And with this being said, with the low tier, mid tier, high tier, why is it that the low tier, why don't we leave the low tier to the low tier, the mid tier to the mid tier and the high tier to the high tier. We don't operate like that. It's this conundrum where it's just like, for instance, you as a high tier black person, you may be looking at that low tier. Okay, this is the better example, especially for here on YouTube. You as a black man, let's say that you see yourself. You see, keyword, you see yourself as a high tier black individual. And you see this black female that's a low tier individual, you know, someone that's in the strip club, or, you know, very loud, you know, the very stereotypical things that you hear out here on YouTube that are ridiculous. And the thing is, you will use that as the apex, the representation in the entire black female population, instead of looking over on the other side where you have this beautiful black woman with, you know, an education. You know, she keeps to herself. She really doesn't go out. You know, she's looking for that, you know, that type of man. Now, on the reverse side, black women, because black women, you do it too. That, you know, like over here, we make parody. I make parody to my social commentary. I don't, you know, just go on one group and you know, not say, oh, we don't do that too, because I call out both sides. I don't care about the whole gender war crap. But black women, you do it too. And the thing is, with you guys, you gravitate towards that, you know, street dude. And I know why you do. Trust me, I know why you gravitate towards that guy. You know, you're looking for that sense of masculinity, which that's the wrong place, which I should do a video on that. But you're looking towards that guy. You know, all he wants to do is, you know, use you for finance, sex, and then once, you know, the relationship goes south, it gets to that point to where you're like, you know, they seem to all be that way. I mean, we seem to do this broad brush, all that way, instead of looking at this brother on the other side, you know, that's educated. He's looking for a nice black woman. That's what he wants. But it's like, we don't attract to each other. I mean, you have the high tier and low tier coming at each other, but the high tier and the high tier, it's like, I ain't really down with that. I'm not understanding that. And this is where you get the social commentary of, you're all like that. All right, you need to shut the up. You know, where it's this emotional commentary of, you know, of how black people are, without distinguishing the different segments of black people. You have different segments of black people. I'm going to say it as many times as I can, and many times as I want, that you have different segments of black people. And people just cannot distinguish the different segments of black people. For some reason, I don't know why. It's just that I'm kind of at a loss of words for it, to be honest, because we just can't distinguish each other. I mean, we take one example, have it as a representation of all. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse in Black America. You know. Hey man, that black woman, man, downfall of the community. No, black men, all they want is, you know, go date white women. You know, come on, man. It's just like this conundrum of, I'm confused about it. That's how confused we are. And I'm the one that's trying to point out the social differences of people among us. I mean, y'all Negroes confuse me at times, man. Y'all really do. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy that we can, as a, even at that higher tier, we can't distinguish the different segments of black people. And I see that amongst all various other YouTubers. They're not of the mid tier or lower tier. They're of the high tier, but they can't even distinguish the different segments of black people. I mean, all you guys gotta go do is just go to these events, man. Go to these events like, just conventions. Just go to the conventions and you'll see the different segments of black people. For example, I'm into video games and anime. May sound like it because I'm pretty sure most of you that's listening probably think I'm some nerd, but whatever. I'll take it. But at the same time, I'm that man that's into sports. It's a duality. Different segments of black people. We have different characteristics about us, man. And we don't point it out. We just make it seem as if we're some monolithic group that just loves and, socially thinks the same. And we don't. We are different individuals. Just like, I don't agree with some of the things that people say out here on YouTube because I think it's based off emotionalism, but I'm like, I love their content or whatnot. And I'm not gonna get mad at them and unsub and all that. I'm not about to do all that. I mean, I just have a disagreement for that. I point out the disagreement. I'm gonna point it out. I have no problem pointing it out. I mean, it's just the point of how the other side is gonna take it. But for me, for instance, I don't get all emotional on here. I'm not here for that. But it's just like we can't distinguish the different segments of black people, even among the high tier. Like I said, high tier should gravitate toward other high tier black folks. Mid tier should gravitate toward mid tier black folks. Low tier should gravitate towards low tier black folks. That way we won't have this conundrum. And you know what? I hear, and Sergeant Willie B, he said various times, reorganizing the race. It's not really reorganizing the race. It's reprogramming the race is what really needs to happen. Because all we have to do socially is just take over media and put the images that we want to see in media. And over 10 years, you can see a new Negro. Because that's basically what we're dealing with today, is a new Negro. And this is why you see the perplexities of this social aspect among us. Like, we can't get on the same boat when it comes to issues. We just can't, because we're dealing with this new Negro mentality. I mean, black people still want to use 1960s rhetoric and, strategic efforts in a 21st century world. Like, it's not going to work. But that's a different video. And I'm going to do a video on the new Negro in America. But this is King Narrative. I'm out.